Last Meal Monday, where every Monday I tell you what a killer on death row had as their final meal. This week, we're going to talk about Emeline Meaker. In the spring of 1879, a child welfare worker approached Emeline and her husband Horace and asked them if they wanted to take in Horace's niece Alice, who was 8 years old at the time, and her brother Henry. You see, they had been staying at a pretty bad orphanage and were treated horribly. The welfare worker offered the family $400 a month to take care of the children. Horace quickly agreed, but Emeline was not too keen on the agreement. Y'all, Alice would have been better off staying at that orphanage. Emeline, for some reason, despised the child. At first, she would give her chores that were definitely not meant for an 8-year-old, and when Alice inevitably failed, Emeline would beat her, until eventually Emeline just stopped using the chores as an excuse and would beat Alice daily and starve her and keep her locked away. Eventually, Emeline just didn't want Alice around anymore, so she demanded that her 20-year-old son, Ullman, go get strychnine from the local apothecary. After he returned with the strychnine, she put a sack over Alice's head and took her out to a clearing in the middle of the woods. When they got there, Emeline demanded Ullman mix together water and the strychnine. Then she poured the concoction down Alice's throat and watched her die out there in the woods. After the child went missing, an investigation was opened, and Ullman almost immediately confessed to the local sheriff's office. Him and his mother were both arrested. They were both tried separately, and they both pled not guilty. They were both found guilty of murder, but Ullman's sentence was commuted from death to life in prison because the DA or the court at the time believed that he was dominated by his mother. Emeline, on the other hand, was sentenced to death by hanging. On March 30th, 1883, Emeline Meaker became the first woman legally executed in Vermont, and for her final meal, she had 2 boiled eggs, 2 pieces of toast with butter, a baked potato, a donut, and a cup of black coffee. And that brings us to the end of